Alright, would have been a My Natural World video if there was like some interesting nature and if I had more time. I really am short on time lately. So I'm probably going to be doing less videos unless somebody talks about something interesting. I mean, response videos are easy to do, but you know, videos where you have to like put stuff together in clips and all that stuff takes time. So anyway, I will post a link to one of the first videos I uploaded to YouTube from an old public access program I did like 3 years ago or whatever, just some junk for a local TV station. And it's not bad. I mean, it's like these. It's sort of like My Natural World videos. I didn't realize how much I copied myself. You know, it's just the theme is very similar. You know, there's like 5 or 6 parts or something, so you don't have to, you know, I understand. I mean, they're very low views on those old videos, but the new ones are getting pretty low views too, hint hint. And the ratings suck, and the comments suck, and everything just sucks. So maybe I have jumped the shark. So this is sort of an example of that. The nature videos aren't even nature videos anymore. Just substituting this whatever this video will be. Psychology, some psychology here, natural psychology. So anyway, yeah, so there's the nature video. I'll also post a link to a website that has a listing of how much money the government has printed over the last 50 or 60 years, and it's very interesting numbers, so I'll post that also if I can find it. And alright, so moving on. I had this dreams again, you know, but that's part of psychology. And unlike some dreams, you know, you can't really figure all this stuff out, and it's very subtle and stuff. This one had some just obvious markers, you know, that were just from things I had looked at or done, and it was just so apparent, you know. And it's just points out our psychology is, you know, it's not that it's predictable, but it's we can understand it, and a lot of it, and it's just bullshit. I mean, we don't add up to much when you really take us apart and start looking at the pieces of what we're made out of. A lot of cheap, stupid ambitions, frivolous, idiotic, very arbitrary and subjective. We just really are stupid little animals. But anyway, moving on. Alright, so I was, you know, tired and depressed, and you know, it sort of cheered me up, this dream, a little. I don't know why. I mean, I'm starting to get tired and depressed again, but, you know, it lasts for a couple of hours. So anyway, so I was, alright, so the dream somewhere, I couldn't trace it all the way back because I just couldn't remember. But there was some point where there was some argument over control of a remote control for TV, and somehow the channel gets switched, and like, I'm in the video now, in the movie kind of thing. It was like a pirate movie, and we're like flying, but I wasn't flying because I was really in those ropes that are up there in the mast to hold up the sails and stuff, and so it was kind of interesting. But that connection seemed, you know, when I thought about, oh, that was obvious. So when I was going through some of the old videos, I noticed that when I did this one stupid pirate video, I mean, I guess you could search on the word pirate, you know, I had a little horny koala on my shoulder, and, you know, it was a little bit funny, but I ran across that, so there's the pirate reference, you know, it fits right in. So anyway, so then somehow, okay, the movie thing sort of transitioned, and I was going up to my mailbox. I'm getting my mail, and some crazy guy in an ice cream truck almost runs me over, and, you know, this old beat up ice cream truck. And then that one I figured out. I mean, it's just so obvious, because I was talking about the library thing in the bookmobile, you know, some guy delivering books. And when I thought about that, I thought about ice cream trucks, you know, because they come to you and you don't go to them. And it's just a very efficient way of delivering goods to people. And it makes sense, you know. And it's just funny how our modern society hasn't taken advantage of that. Even though fuel prices keep going up, we don't do anything like that anymore. I mean, those are like old style solutions, and we're rejecting them for some reason, and they actually make sense to migrate more in that direction, not away from that direction. But anyway, so this guy So anyway, there was some problem with junk on the road, and we're trying to keep this door from keep falling down on the middle of the road. And anyway, so I won't even go into that part, but that was just completely irrelevant. So anyway, so the ice cream truck guy leaves, and then I'm walking back to the house, and the cat starts humping my leg. And cats never hump your leg, especially fixed ones. So that was kind of fucked up. I was saying, what the fuck is wrong with the cat, you know? And I thought about that, and, you know, when I was talking to somebody earlier in the week, I mentioned something about, you know, yeah, I'd just settle for humping a woman's leg or something like that. So that's where that came from. So then I'm getting back to the house and ticks, you know. So anyway, I'm petting the cat and I feel a tick, and so okay, I go through the, you know, I'm picking ticks off the cat. You know, this is a really fun dream, right? But I know where that came from because I was thinking, you know, I have new neighbors and I was going to tell them about Lyme disease and just make sure they understand that they have to be really cautious about this tick thing. And so that explains that one. Alright, so then I'm standing there in the driveway, and these gigantic tow trucks come in. I mean, not just gigantic, but like 10 times the normal size tow truck. Like the size of the size of the houses. They were just that huge. They were just like giant tow trucks. And you know, I don't have an explanation for that one though. And you know, they were going to go tow the neighbors' cars. You know, and I'm like, you know, they're looking for these cars and the neighbors aren't home, and I'm like, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to tell you to go tow their truck cars because I don't know if, you know, they want their car towed. And the guy's like all pissed off because the car is like really tiny compared to the tow truck. And he's like, only getting $50. I'm like, well, you know, it's not my problem. And so the second guy towing the trucks, he starts talking about how he can't see because it's starting to get a little dark because, you know, it gets dark early. And you know, so he started talking about white flowers, and then he needs to put some white flowers on the back of his truck, and so he could see the back of his truck then, you know. And so that part was really funny. But then somehow, so anyway, I ended up talking to these guys, and they said something, and well, I said something like, you know, it's time for a beer, you know, like I'm back from work or something. And so they asked me where I work, and I like just completely lied, you know, which I don't normally do, but yeah, I just lied and said, oh yeah, I work at the airport, you know, on building maintenance, you know. And it was just, I'm like, I don't know where I came up with that crap, but you know what I mean, you're just trying to feel like you're somebody, so you have to come up with something better than, oh yeah, I wash floors and scrub windows and do whatever the shit I can to make them money. So that just sounded better to say building maintenance at the airport. And there's no airport around here, so I don't know exactly where that one came from. Except maybe the trucks were like as big as airplanes. Oh, you know, I just thought of it. There was a 60 Minutes little clip I saw where they kept talking about a car that looked like an aeroplane, a little electric car. So that's where the airport came from. Yeah, I saw that this afternoon. Anyway, okay. So that one, resolved something during a video. Oh good, I still got a little bit of time. Sorry, this is a little bit stupid, but what the hell? You don't have anything better to do, right? Anyway, so now that I made this lie, my brain conjures up, oh, I have to go do some airport maintenance on buildings. So now I end up on a building, on a rooftop, on a you know, one of those airplane buildings, and you know, these flat roof buildings. And so now I'm tarring the seam, you know, between like the air conditioner fans and the thing, and because they never did it right, and I'm talking, look at this shit, look, you know, pointing out how they did everything wrong. And so anyway, I'm tarring those seams. I know where that came from because I spoke about that earlier this week when I was working. You know, because I got tar guys, you know, driveway, because there's cracks in it and can't let the water get into the cracks because then, you know, it'll fuck it up in the winter when the ice expands. And so anyway, so that's where the tarring stuff came from. So anyway, I'm doing that work, and then some of the tar somehow got into like this evaporator pond that's below the building, which is really stupid because it's never built that way. So anyway, I had to climb down like this fencing and then climb across the rail of the window, and was doing all this acrobatics to get down there so I could soak up the tar with a piece of newspaper. And I had to climb back up and finish what I was doing. And then I was thinking, well, what if I get arrested on this building? What am I going to say? You know, that I'm doing free maintenance on the building? You know, I mean, it's not going to make any sense. Who's going to believe that? So anyway, then I woke up because I guess it just all got too stupid. But anyway, so that's just a freebie, a little free psychological thing. Okay, so it wasn't much of a video. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's I got a ton of things I gotta get done, and yeah, I just don't, I don't feel very enthusiastic. YouTube is getting a little bit flat and dull and stagnant. It's no good arguments to have, and everybody's an imbecile. I mean, I just listened to a couple of videos where people, I don't know who to vote for. And you're like, God damn. I mean, you're an atheist and you don't know who to vote for. I mean, even on that score, and even on basic economics, anybody who thinks the rich need a tax cut have got to be out of their fucking mind. That's going to stimulate the economy or do the poor. It's that whole floating all boats crap. You can't float all the boats, okay? The water is made out of human productivity. Somehow people have to be more productive. You have to extract more work for less wages to float any boat. So fuck that shit. And if you can't figure it out, you're just an imbecile.